Tucked away in Eastern Europe, Belarus is a country that doesn't always get the attention it deserves, but this land has a deep and fascinating history. Belarus has gone through some tough times, watching empires come and go, but through it all, the people of Belarus never gave up. This is their story, a trip back in time. Its neighbors, like Lithuania and Poland, had a big influence. These powerful neighbors brought new ideas to create the rich heritage that has shaped the Belarus we know today. The 1900s were a very difficult time for Belarus. The country faced numerous challenges and upheavals that shaped its modern history. From wars to occupations, the Belarusian people endured immense hardships. World War I caused a lot of damage. The battlefields of Belarus were scarred with destruction, and the impact on the civilian population was devastating. Homes were destroyed, and many lives were lost, leaving a lasting mark on the nation. After the war, Belarus became part of the Soviet Union, called the Belarusian Soviet Socialist Republic. This new political alignment brought significant changes to the country, influencing its governance and way of life. Then, during World War II, Belarus suffered greatly under Nazi control. The occupation was brutal, with widespread destruction and atrocities committed against the Belarusian people. Cities were left in ruins, and the population faced severe oppression. The country lost almost a third of its people. The human cost of the war was staggering, with countless families torn apart and communities decimated. Memorials and mass graves stand as somber reminders of this dark period in Belarusian history. After the war, Belarus stayed part of the Soviet Union. The post-war period saw efforts to rebuild the nation, with Soviet influence playing a major role in the reconstruction of cities and infrastructure. The Soviet government helped build up Belarus's factories and farms. Industrialization and agricultural development were prioritized, transforming the economic landscape of the country. But this wasn't all good. The Soviet regime imposed strict controls and propagated its ideology, often at the expense of local traditions and freedoms. Belarus wasn't free to express its own culture and make its own political decisions under Soviet rule. Cultural suppression and political repression were common, leading to a loss of national identity and autonomy. The struggle for freedom and self-determination continued to be a significant part of Belarus's journey. When the Soviet Union fell apart in 1991, Belarus finally became independent. This was a huge moment for the Belarusian people. They could finally decide their own future. But starting a new country wasn't easy. Belarus had money problems and political problems in its early years. The country created its own constitution and symbols. Belarus started to make its mark on the world as an independent nation. Today, Belarus is still changing and growing. The country is undergoing a significant transformation, with new developments and modern infrastructure reshaping its cities. Minsk, the capital, is a testament to this progress, showcasing a blend of historical and contemporary architecture. It's still figuring out its place in the world. As Belarus navigates its path, it seeks to balance its rich heritage with the demands of globalization. The people of Belarus are at the heart of this journey, striving to carve out a unique identity on the global stage. The country faces challenges with its government and people's freedoms. Political unrest and calls for reform highlight the ongoing struggle for democracy and human rights. The voices of the Belarusian people echo through the streets, demanding change and a brighter future. Belarus has a rich culture. Its traditions are deeply rooted in history, with festivals, dances, and customs passed down through generations. These cultural expressions are a source of pride and unity for the Belarusian people. It's known for its music, stories, and traditions. The melodies of Belarusian folk songs and the tales of old are cherished and celebrated, keeping the spirit of the nation alive. These artistic expressions are a testament to the resilience and creativity of its people. Belarus has a tricky relationship with other countries. Its geopolitical position often places it at the crossroads of East and West, navigating complex alliances and diplomatic challenges. The relationship with Russia is particularly significant, influencing many aspects of Belarusian life. It's close with Russia, but also wants to be its own country. The desire for independence and self-determination is strong, with many Belarusians advocating for a future where their nation can stand on its own while maintaining important ties with its neighbors. The story of Belarus isn't over yet. Its history is a tapestry of triumphs and trials, and the future holds many possibilities. As the nation continues to evolve, it remains a place of hope and potential. It's a story about never giving up, changing for the better, and the strong spirit of its people. The resilience and determination of the Belarusian people are the driving forces behind the nation's ongoing journey towards a brighter and more prosperous future.